I'm not really fond of that term. That's much better.
What is up, everybody? Edward, I almost said Roy. Edward and Jared here for another Two Bronies. It's the week of May 2nd. And as I said, this is Two Bronies, the only pony show that lets you try it before you buy it.
Really? Okay.
They can't see my face, but this is the biggest shit you could
Iggy, go ahead, put Edward's face in. There you go.
No, we're done. We're done. This is the end of the show now.
He gets
complete and total end of the show.
He gets another cookie in his pile.
So
he's got like a mountain of cookies.
So, skipping over new business because this is sort of new business, but earlier in the week, a good friend of mine, Scarecrow, lost his last guinea pig. He passed away, and so I'm just gonna throw that out there, a little tribute to Mr. Moon, even though Scarecrow doesn't watch this series at all.
He has very huge Luna followers. It goes out to Mr. Moon.
God damn it. I'm trying to be serious here. It was very sad. We're done here. Moving right along from that depressing note, on to some happier fucking stuff.
Nothing picks up your spirits like My Little Pony.
Sure. Whatever.
Well, it picks my spirits up.
Alright, so
I just leave them lying around like dirty
Bloom and
clothes.
Gloom.
Gloom and Bloom.
No, Bloom and Gloom.
Really?
Yes.
Oh. No, I got Bloom and Gloom.
No.
Oh,
that's what I said, you sack of shit!
Oh, never mind then. Go on.
Alright, so the episode starts off with the CMC inside of their clubhouse. They just got a letter from Babseed. She just got her cutie mark, which means we're probably never going to see her again.
No, we'll see her, but all there is going to be a bunch of like internet posts of her trying to be older than she is. Because she's just matured.
Anyway, so after they read the note, everybody starts to get worried, but none more than Apple Bloom. Although to be fair, all of them were worried, but we talk about that later on in the episode. Because Apple Bloom goes to sleep, she wakes up with a cutie mark, and it was pest control, if I remember correctly.
Oh yeah, fucking electric mites or something.
Twitter mites.
Twitter mites,
what they were called. So she wonders what the cutie mark is about, and then it turns out that apparently the apple farm has a fucking pest control guy, and Twitter mites, to me, sounded a lot like they were just like, let's take a jab at Twitter.
Yeah. Well, they don't know.
Because I forget how they described Twitter mites, because this was like 3 weeks ago, but the way they described it initially when I took the notes was, it sounded like they were just talking shit about people on Twitter.
Yeah.
Specifically their fans.
They've made a jab at Twitter before over in the first, it was the second episode technically, but it's the second part of the first episode or whatever, where Fluttershy is like, even tweets are making sense to me. It was a jab at Twitter.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Are you
it's
sure?
all over the internet.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Sure now?
Yeah, just like pink ice cream.
The guy starts teaching Apple Bloom about pest control. And
zap some bugs.
Yeah.
Go
ahead and call out to them.
Yeah. No, let's point out the outfit that looks like a Ghostbuster suit.
I think you just mean the backpack.
No, he came in with a mask on.
Ghostbusters don't wear masks.
Oh, that must have been that porn
You
parody.
suck fucking ass, by the way.
Dude, it was a long time ago, alright? The only thing I remember is that giant fucking marshmallow thing.
God damn it. Oh, you. Anyway.
Oh, go fuck yourself.
Anyway.
Michelin Man.
So, after he's like, okay, Apple Bloom, you've got everything, he goes off on his magical quest to find the perfect fucking retirement home.
Oh, yeah.
Just leaves her to her devices. So, Diamond Tiara and Silver Spoon, the biggest shit lickers in Equestria, show up to just basically be assholes. And I don't know if that's just me being an asshole about them being an asshole or whatever. But
No, they're genuine assholes.
because it's like, in my notes I wrote down as them being assholes. So, they pretty much make Apple Bloom take off, depressed about her cutie mark, and she drops the fucking tube that had the Twitter mites in it, causing them to basically take over the town. So she runs into the forest, and a voice tells her that she can help her get rid of her cutie mark, and she does. And then she wishes she didn't because she fucks up because her talent was the only thing to stop these motherfuckers, and then it like blew up her fucking barn. Then it was revealed to be a dream.
Yep.
Some Groundhog Day shit going on. They like to fuck with you. She wakes up basically the exact same way she woke up that morning that they had shown in the dream, where she goes downstairs and Applejack's making breakfast, probably because that's how she does every day. She wakes up and Applejack's making breakfast. And she gets down there and she, once again, it's like, oh, you got your cutie mark. This time, potion making.
Oh, yeah.
Which is what a lot of people believe her talent will be.
Which I gotta point out, I'm so glad actually that the creators of the show are listening to the fandom. Even if it's just
but it's gonna be terrible when we describe the next episode.
Yeah,
it's fucking irritating.
I like it that I know it's just phrase references and shit, but I enjoy it. It's like a nice little tidbit to me.
Well, they should be listening to the fans. The fans are what make it popular.
Yeah.
So,
alright, go on.
She goes over to the CMC clubhouse to show off her fucking ass to her friends. And they're like, well, we didn't get ours. And she's like, well, okay, that's alright. And she goes to start the meeting up with them. But then they're like, no, you have your cutie mark. You can't be leader. Which makes me question whether or not Babseed is still the leader of her chapter of the CMC.
Yeah, they never answered that throughout the episode, so...
Yes. But they did show... It was funny because I wrote down in my notes I didn't know what her cutie mark looked like, but apparently when she signed her name, cutie mark. To show off what it looked like.
Oh no, they said it in the beginning of the episode. I went back to watch it.
No, yeah, I know, they said it, but they also showed it too.
Oh, they didn't?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that. Goddamn.
It's on the letter.
Cool. Alright.
So, they basically like kick her out and she's like, well, fuck. So she goes back to the forest and asks the voice yet again to take away her cutie mark. So, the voice does.
So, because... Wait, have you mentioned that this is also a dream? Yeah, anyways. So, I'd just like to point out how the representation of her friends are in her dream. And to me, I think that Apple Bloom thinks that Sweetie Belle's stuck up.
We haven't gotten to that part yet. Would you shut up for 2 fucking seconds?
No.
Spoiling everything! You might as well fucking put on a goddamn Batgirl costume and go be completely fucking useless.
Yes! I'll do that.
People who read DC Comics will get that. I'm sorry for those of you that don't, but I'm not explaining it. Anyway...
There's no spoiler alert here. This is a spoiler siren.
So... Once she gets her cutie mark removed, which I assumed involved lasers, but whatever, she goes back, and the clubhouse is basically in disarray, and she's like, what the hell? And then Sweetie Belle and Scootaloo show up, and they're like, oh, well, while you were gone, we got our cutie marks. She's like, oh, well, what do they look like? They're like, no, we don't have to show you, and they fucking walk off, and I'm like, couldn't she have seen them as they turned? Literally on their ass. Well, leg, but it's near their ass. And then Apple Bloom ends up in the fucking treehouse thing again, and then she wakes up as Jared so speedily brought up. I'm trying to think of a better word, but what?
Abruptly?
Prematurely would be a better word.
There you go.
Also because it sounds sexual.
Yeah.
Sexual. So,
yeah, hit all the markers. Yeah.
Yeah. We're swinging for all the fences. So... She wakes up again to realize it's a fucking dream. She wakes up and goes downstairs, and the day starts up the way it did before, except this time when they discover she has her cutie mark, they're mad at her. Because as fans pointed out, what would happen if Apple Bloom did not get an Apple cutie mark?
Also, fucking...
And a lot of them say that she should get
references to the fandom.
Yeah, another reference to the fandom.
Yeah.
So, they're like... The Apple family's kind of just walking around her, like, getting angry and abusive with her. And they show her cutie mark, which is the derpy-faced fucking dolphin. And then they're like, no, we disown you, get out. And Applejack opens the door. Oh, all the voices while they were talking... Wait, did that happen? I think that did happen, didn't it?
It did. I don't think in this part, because there was another one.
Yeah, it happened before it, though, where they were talking. And then talking... And the voices were like the others' voices and other people. Yeah, it was just like they mixed up the voices. And then when Applejack opened the door, it sucked her into a void and she woke back up again. She's like, I'm really tired of this shit. And then so when she gets out of bed, she has yet another cutie mark. But then the cutie mark starts changing over and over again. And eventually changes to one of her face, and then it winks at her, and it was hilarious. So she freaks out yet again, ends up in the forest yet again, and the voice is talking to her, and she's yelling at the voice, and the voice is like, I just did what you wanted me to. So she starts running away from the fucking shadowy figure that appears in the forest. Then, lo and behold, Luna appears from the moon, yet again. The savior the fucking town deserves.
Hell yeah.
The queen!
Hold on, I guess I was like, I'm not spoiling it. Who was the pony that we said that their cutie mark was going to be your face?
I don't know.
It was either you or Sushi.
It was Sushi, and that was Scootaloo.
Scootaloo, that's it.
Scootaloo has Sushi's face. I wish I still had that picture, because I had Scootaloo with, like, Weird Al's face on it, and Sushi looks like not even, he doesn't really look too Asian, but he looks like Weird Al. You just, slap his face on there.
You get Scootaloo and then place the cheese sandwich's face on there. Just give him squinty eyes.
God damn it. So...
Luna appears.
Luna appears, and she's like, she basically helps her out. It's like, nobody's haunting you. This shadow that's chasing you, it's your dream. It's you. You're you. You're running from yourself. This cowgirl's running from herself.
You're the one.
References.
You are the only one holding yourself back.
Maybe. So then she's like, you're not the only one that worries about not getting their cutie mark. And then she, matrixes 1,000 doors out of nowhere. And they go...
That's the dream realm, and in which she, masters, which I enjoy. I love this. I want them to go more in-depth into this, because I think it's awesome. But, one of her abilities to dream walk, and she goes through, doors, which are, literal doors into people's dreams. So that's amazing.
Yeah. So, the first dream they go into... is Sweetie Belle's, and it's my favorite because there's a stage, and the judges are Octavia, Vinyl Scratch, and Rarity. Yeah. So Sweetie Belle goes out onto stage. Go onto stage. She goes out onto
the stage. It's cut now.
God damn it. She's cat now. Cutie Mark is cat now. She goes up to the microphone.
It's Opal.
And god damn it, that grumpy ass cat. She goes to sing, and as soon as she inhales. Pop! Mop and bucket cutie mark, and I'm laughing my ass off. The fucking janitor comes up to give her the mop and bucket. The judges aren't impressed. Octavia and Vinyl Scratch give her both zeros. Rarity gives her a 1 because Rarity is not a biased judge. Wait. No, she's not unbiased, that's it. She's not unbiased, she's biased as fuck.
Well, that is her sister.
Exactly, that's what being biased means, you jackass.
Yeah.
She shouldn't have been a judge. Her sister was in the competition.
First of all, relax, it's a dream. Second of all, spoiler alert, in case you haven't figured it out. The fucking dream.
God damn it. The spoiler episode.
I'm so mad that you're mad that Sweetie Belle thinks that Rarity would be unbiased to Apple Bloom because it is her sister. It would make sense.
True, but there are times where she feels that her sister hates her, so it would not be out of the realm of possibilities that Dream Rarity also hates her. Because Rarity hates everybody because she's worst pony. Newsflash.
Fuck you.
Anyway.
Best pony. She loves her sister in dreams in real life. No. She made all those damn costumes.
So, then they go
She's got a business around. She doesn't have to deal with that shit, but she does. Alright?
So then they go into the second dream, which is obviously the last dream is Scootaloo's. And Scootaloo's on a big ramp, ready to jump their version of the Grand Canyon or whatever. She's riding down it. She's getting speed. Then all of a sudden...
Sorry, I'm still on that.
All of a sudden, egg beater cutie mark. She's riding a giant egg beater. Her helmet turns into a fucking chef hat. She jumps into the gorge, and it's full of creme brulee. And she drowns in that shit.
That's fucking amazing.
She fucking drowns in that shit, and it's amazing. Drown in it!
Drown in it!
And
spoiler alert.
references. This whole episode is nothing but spoilers and references. Yeah. So... Then Luna gathers the Cutie Mark Crusaders into a dream version of their clubhouse, and she's talking to them, and she's like, look, Stop worrying about this shit. When you guys get your cutie marks, they'll fit you to a fucking T. You guys don't have to stop being friends just because you get your cutie marks. And this is all just a learning experience for kids because you are children and your sisters don't learn shit. And they don't. Ever. Especially Applejack.
It is
I
basically...
didn't learn shit.
It is basically the safe for work version of quit freaking out and get your shit together.
Yeah,
You'll be
pretty much.
fine.
Except a more loving version of it, not the tough love kind. And so, they're like, alright, yeah, I guess we should stop worrying about it. In fact, we should send a care basket to Babs to make sure she knows we don't have any hard feelings about her getting her cutie mark. Then it pans out, the entire section of the clubhouse that they're in is just spinning in a dream world. And they're like, maybe we should wake up first. And they end the episode on that.
You know, I
have a lot of friends that don't like the CMC, so they were just like, and I will see this show next week.
So I have
a
a theory or a notion, as you put it, fucking dick.
You have a lotion.
Anyways, about why Luna actually goes off and helps them in the dreams. I think there's supposed to be like a stability to the dream world, and it's her responsibility to, dream world. Anyways, shut up. So it's her responsibility to make sure it's not unbalanced. Otherwise, it would just go running chaos throughout the fucking. Well, I guess Equestria. So yeah, I think that's why she's doing this, like stabilize something.
Next episode, Tanks for the Memories.
Oh god!
Rainbow
Wait, hold on.
Dash
Spoiler alert!
episode.
Fucking tiny Rainbow Dash slippers. Fucking amazing. That's all I had to say, and I'm
That's all I
done.
have to say about that.
I'm ending this episode.
It's not even important to the plot. Well, he actually left. I'm impressed. And he slammed the door. Lovely.
I had to come back to slam the door.
God damn it. So, starts off with Rainbow Dash and Tank flying through the skies. Turns out Tank's copter is actually magical powered. Because I did notice the little glowing thing on the propeller.
Oh yeah, it's got like a magic battery or something.
But for some reason I couldn't remember it was called propeller, so I called it a whirly thing in my notes.
Wait, I forget. Does she push it down to activate it or just spin the propeller?
I don't know. Sometimes it just does it. I don't know
think it
why.
spins it.
It's goddamn carpet stuff. Anyway, so as they're flying around, Rainbow Dash points out that Cloudsdale's coming over the city, which apparently signifies the coming of winter.
Spoiler alert. Winter's coming.
God damn it.
I think I already did that, but like just so you can hear me.
Anyway, so she starts pointing out to Tank that they're gonna do all this cool stuff. They're gonna go like sledding, fucking play ice hockey, start snowball fights, shit like that. Then she notices Tank yawning, and she's like, "What? And because she thinks he's bored of the idea is boring to him or something. But
oh gosh, she's just like
as
that.
it turns out, wait, where are my notes here? All right. Oh, I forgot about that. She also flies over the Earth ponies to signify, or not to signify, to make sure that they're doing their little running thing to knock the leaves off the trees. Which doesn't make any sense. They're the fucking weather team. I would assume that would fall under their jurisdiction, but okay, whatever. They should be the ones to have to deal with the fucking leaves. I mean, they could blow winds to blow the leaves off, but they don't, so whatever. So, the Pegasi are bringing...
So did they do that autumn fall festival thing yet, or was that it? Because I thought that was like a whole day before they did that.
I don't know. Maybe they just didn't do
just
an episode about it because it wasn't important.
Or is that just like just to pick up the excess?
I don't know. Yeah. Maybe the excess. But anyways, Rainbow Dash ends up pointing out that it's more exciting because it's their first winter together. And then she realizes that Tank seems a little off. So Twilight shows up. And she asks Twilight if he seems unusual, but Twilight points out that he seems, sluggish and sleepy like he always does. Trying to assure Rainbow Dash.
Does Tank look off? He looks like a turtle. Oh.
But in the first actual glimpse of Rainbow Dash being an idiot in this entire episode, she completely dismisses her friend's fucking opinion and goes to Fluttershy, who's an expert on animals. Now, Fluttershy doesn't find anything wrong with Tank, which relieves Rainbow Dash until she points out that Tank has to hibernate. Rainbow Dash doesn't believe this, so Fluttershy, explaining to it like she would a mentally handicapped child, brings out a picture book.
No, the turtles sleep, need rest. You stupid.
So, pulls out a book and shows her the book and says that even Tortoise is hibernating, and Rainbow Dash just waves it off. She's like, no, somebody put that in there as a joke. Fuck you. And she's like, I'm going to get a second opinion from an expert. So she goes to Spike, because she believes dragons and lizards are the same thing. Reptiles.
Yeah, reptiles.
My bad. Mubby.
Wait. No, wait, that's the tortoise. Tortoise are not, they're not
reptiles.
amphibians. Yeah, they're reptiles.
They're reptiles.
I was gonna call it an amphibian.
No,
and
amphibians and reptiles
turtles
are different things.
are reptiles.
Frogs are amphibians.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, frogs and turtles.
Learning and growing.
Fucking tortoises are the land turtles.
Air turtles.
So there you go.
So anyway,
I'm still waiting for that flying turtle.
So,
motherfucker.
Spike keeps pointing out that he's a dragon, not a lizard. He don't do that tongue thing. Even more references. And she gets mad at him. And he's like, Tortoise is hibernating. He's like, what do you know? You're not a reptile. And she flies off because she's a dick.
Yeah.
So, Rainbow Dash, in a rare show of, within the show, she's actually doing her fucking work. She works for the weather place. Only 4 episodes have we ever seen her actually do anything that would be remotely considered working for the weather company.
She moves like one cloud.
She does. But at least she's doing something. Yeah. Normally she's sleeping on a cloud, or using a cloud to scare somebody, or using it as a cum sock, but that's Rule 34 for another day. And
I just like to point out the background ponies, the ones that make fun of like how ridiculous the names are.
Not there yet. Stop jumping ahead. God damn it.
Someone's there that fucking spoiler horn. Sounds like that party horn. It's like
so. She notices that Tank has just kind of like lazily drifted to the ground. And he starts trying to dig his hole, which actually looks more like he's trying to swim in dirt.
Yeah.
And Pinky shows up and she's like, oh, look at Tank getting ready for his hibernate. And as soon as she goes to say it, Rainbow Dash gets in her face about it.
Beats her with a lead pipe.
Pretty much. She just yells at her. And it's just like...
Don't you fucking say that.
And it's just like, if you think it's so cute, why don't you go do it somewhere else, bitch? And yells at her. And at this point, like, it shows that the rest of the team, the rest of the main 6 is there. Cleaning up the leaves and stuff.
Crime
scene. A crime scene where they murdered the children from South Park. I'm not even joking about that. Go ahead and go back and freeze frame that shit. There will probably be a picture up here right now. That has... There's a sack that has 2 hats that look like Cartman and... Stan. I almost called him Marcy. Marcy.
Marcy
and
from Marriage
Fluttershy is putting... God damn it. Fluttershy is putting Kyle's hat on a beaver, which Jared pointed out she's stroking her beaver in public.
Yes.
So, they're like, why are you getting upset about this? And she's like, I'm not upset. In a very upset manner. And she fucking flies off.
Do I look mad? She does the mad face.
Yeah, she fucking flies off. Before we go any further...
This is a season of faces, honestly. Because I've seen so many amazing faces. Pause anywhere in the episode, you'll catch one, seriously.
God damn it. Before I go any further, I want to point out, there's an entire fucking weather team, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I guess
why are the townspeople doing something? Because they do it in the winter wrap-up, too.
Yeah.
They have the people of the town going around working.
Yeah, well, okay, so... apparently in Ponyville, it's tradition that they don't use magic because originally it was settled by Earth ponies. So they had to do everything manually. Although when Cloudsdale comes over, they pretty much just set down the clouds. Since technically it's not like...
Wait, the Pegasi though, they move clouds during that, don't they?
Yeah.
That's using magic. That's Pegasus magic.
Yeah, well...
They're the only ones that can touch clouds. That's bullshit.
It's not like you can, like Earth ponies can make the weather. So they pretty much just set everything up.
Did Rarity use her magic to craft the,
I want to say yes, because it sounds familiar.
Like something she would do? Because I don't think she crafted them by Hoove. And Fluttershy was using a type of magic. Her ability to talk to animals is apparently magic based on the fucking first 2-part episode of this season.
I know, right? Fucking Applejack's countryisms.
God damn it.
I want to say colloquialisms, but that's all
So
right.
jumping back in, Rainbow Dash is all upset because Tank can't stay awake. And so she gets this heinous fucking villainous plan to sabotage the fucking weather team.
Insert music of the Grinch in here.
Yeah, I know. The fucking face. So...
I forget the music. You can go ahead and play the music.
No, don't play the music.
Wait, is that Rosie?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
We can't do that.
Well, play winter sound music.
So this is the part Jared tried to jump to. There's 3 ponies, and they're all arguing because their names are puns of skies. Clear sky, cloudy... Well, cloudy sky was the other one. He was kind of like a 4th person. But it was clear skies and blue skies. And I just want to point out that the pony that initially started this argument is an annoying-ass fucking voice. I mean, mine is grating to hear, which is why not a lot of people watch this podcast or any of my videos, but...
And they can barely hear me, so there you go.
Yeah. But this pony's voice was so fucking grating that I almost kicked my fucking computer over. One of the only 2 times that I've done that night. The second one will come up pretty soon. So...
Yeah, don't worry about it, folks. Edward is usually trying to kick something.
Yeah. So...
Or elbow drop, or...
They're
headbutt.
arguing and not doing their fucking job in, like, a fucking Who's on First style vaudeville act.
Oh, yeah.
Rainbow Dash is stealing the clouds basically from under them and behind them. And then she stuffs them in a tree for some reason. Anyway, she ends up going into a singing montage.
Oh,
where
God.
she's sabotaging everybody. And the best part about it is, she's singing about Tank, but Tank's half asleep through most of the song.
He can't keep it
Which
up.
is how I felt about this episode. He said jokingly, obviously, because he needed to take notes to do this joke of a show. And so once the stupid fucking singing montage is done, it turns out her plan's not working too well. So, because they just keep bringing clouds. So, she gets the bright idea to go to Cloudsdale, her fucking original hometown,
Yeah.
break into their weather factory and mess things up. Which is funny, because she goes through the ventilation system or whatever and ends up in a locker.
I know she's part of the weather team, so...
That doesn't really make any sense.
Yeah,
But to be fair, she's probably part of the team that moves the clouds and isn't part of the people that run the machinery.
She's the labor force.
She is stupid, so they probably just threw her out
We've
there.
established this, Trailer Charge Dash.
Yes. On top of that, it's also been established in Rainbow Dash Presents. Go ahead and link that, Iggy, because that series is actually kind of funny, and Rainbow Dash is a fucking idiot in it. So...
Sorry, I just remember that cloud thing. Anyways.
The fucking picture in that locker, I couldn't, accurately see it, but the face looks really weird. So, they're in the locker, and then when they come out, they're disguised, which raises the question, why do they have a turtle-sized...
outfit?
Weather coat and hard helmet?
Bring your turtle to work there? Yeah.
God damn it. So, they
might be a thing.
They walk around the compound for all of 2 seconds because even an idiot like Dash can figure out where the rooms are when they use fucking pictures to basically tell you what the rooms are.
Not the brightest of ponies.
So, she goes in there and she's like, oh, here's where they make the snow clouds. What should I mess with? And so she ties Tank to a lamp, a desk lamp. And goes over and she's like, well, I can't mess with this, I can't mess with that. I've got to mess with something more substantial. So then she sees the water tank. And she fucks with that and spills all the water. And while she's doing this, Tank is lazily, magically drifted with his propeller off and away from the desk with the lamp, hits a control panel that raises a lever that starts a fan that almost murders him.
So
and this
like
starts
a
off...
Rick Goldberg machine of destruction.
Yes. It starts off a chain of events. Rainbow Dash flies in to save him from being shredded. They fly into a barrel of snow. Tank gets tossed into a door that opens up a closet full of wind. The wind hits Rainbow Dash, knocks her into a closet with jarred lightning, basically. One of the jars falls over and sets off a chain reaction that fires a bunch of lightning and her out of the room, into the machinery, shorting out the machinery. And as she tries to get away, her and Tank get pulled into the machine, into an intake pipe. Which is weird because there's no water anymore, so is the water just sitting in the fucking tube? Because they end up in a giant snowball.
Yeah, no, it's basically what was left over.
Yeah. So they end up clogging the pipes. And, like, Applejack points out that something's going wrong. Because it's not just the factory that's getting fucked up. It's the entire city of Cloudsdale.
Yeah, well, the factory's built... the sound is basically built around the factory. And the factory moves around, so basically it's a traveling...
Yeah, but the town itself is the entire fucking thing that came over Ponyville.
Yeah. So
it's the entire town that's sparking up.
Yeah, that's what I'm
saying.
So basically the entire town would be affected by the destruction of the fucking factory because it's integrated into the town.
I guess I can see that, but I still don't like it.
Also, I'd like to know where that rainbow waterfall falls to.
Oh, it just dissipates. It's water. It turns into water vapor.
Yeah. Well, it's not that far off the ground. Is what my question. Or at least it looks like it's not that far off the ground. You gotta figure there's some pony's house is like getting rained on by rainbows.
Yeah, but that might be their fetish. So.
Oh yeah.
So
over me.
This part prompts them to use a fucking meme that has been used since before the third season happened, which was.
Look at this rainbow. All right, go on.
Or chicken coop. So anyway. It prompts them to use a meme that's been used before, which is from the Game of Thrones. Originally Twilight dressed as Eddard Stark, and his main line was, "Winter is coming." It's an arc word for like the whole first series, and then, or the whole first season, and they've been using it in the newer season because I actually watch it. So
that's all he says. Is winter's coming.
Yeah, no, it's not all he says, but he refers to it.
I know, I've never seen the fucking episode, but the people keep referencing that, so that's what I imagine. It's all he says.
In a brilliance of writing and, pandering to the fandom, they make Twilight say, "Brace yourselves, winter is coming."
Get a towel.
And that was the second time I almost kicked my fucking computer. Because fuck that. So... After One Pony does the Wilhelm scream, which if you don't know what that is, go ahead and watch Cinema Sins. They'll point it out to you. Or you can watch... Just look up Star Wars Wilhelm scream, and you'll see it. It's most of the screams that the Stormtroopers do when they get injured. So, all the Weather Team, minus Wilhelm Man, start messing with the machinery to purge their pipes of the white destruction.
Well, yeah,
and they end up covering Ponyville in their white secretions.
Yeah. Again.
Really nothing? Fuck you.
Yeah.
Sex joke. Fuck you. Anyway.
Insert joke here.
Nuclear winter, as Jared pointed out.
Oh yeah, the fucking...
It went up in a mushroom cloud of snow. Because as the Macho Man said...
Macho Man Pony here.
Whoa, yeah.
Oh, it should be Macho Pony then.
Oh, you mean bulk biceps.
Fuck you. Go suck a lemon.
Don't worry, you're not the only one. There's a couple of people at my D&D session that doesn't like the name bulk biceps. So, the gang finds Rainbow Dash covered in a bunch of white stuff as usual. And she's finally basically just given up. She's finally admitted defeat. And then it turns out all she's been doing after that is laying in her bed. Crying. In like a robe and some slippers. Which, to point out... Tank also has his own robe and slippers. His slippers are little tiny Rainbow Dash face slippers.
Those slippers, I'm so fucking... I don't know about them. I'm just...
You want a pair of rarity ones, don't you?
No, I don't want to walk on her. She doesn't seem that soft.
Really emotional, Pony not soft. That's the first
terrible
thing I've heard you say about her.
My feet are sensitive. Alright, shut up. So
newspaper worst pony. Klepto Iggy.
Klepto Iggy? What?
I have a picture where...
Is that why he hasn't eaten any of his cookies? He's just like hoarding them?
Yes. It's a newspaper... It's basically a newspaper, and then it says World's Worst Pony confirmed, and it's rare.
Klepto's the one that steals, so that's why he has so many cookies, because he keeps stealing other ones.
No. So anyway, the gang goes up to the house, and apparently Pinkie Pie's the only one that remembers that Rainbow Dash's house is like 98% clouds.
And then
so
she walks straight through.
She walks through the fucking cloud and goes, "How you doing?"
No, she says knock knock.
Whatever.
Fucking amazing.
Basically howdy doody time, bitch.
I thought it was just something Pinkie Pie does. She's like, she appears out of nowhere.
She remembers things
I thought
that the
they were
other ones don't.
Reveal her magic, but no, it's just like a cloud house.
So, they're trying to get her to cheer up, but she won't cheer up. So then Fluttershy decides it's time for some tough love. So she's like, "You're going to be petless for the winter." And they're like, why would you do that? And she's like, because she needs to get it out of her fucking system so she can cry a river, build a bridge, and get over it. So then as she's crying, everybody's fucking uncomfortable. So they try to push... So Twilight, being a dick, pushes Applejack to try and comfort Rainbow Dash because apparently they're the best of friends.
I like the...
Applejack fails at it.
I like the freaking use of faux mothers.
After Fluttershy starts crying because she's best pony and sympathetic as all hell, everybody else, save for Twilight and Applejack, are crying. But it's mostly because Fluttershy is crying. Twilight doesn't cry because she doesn't see the logic in it. And according to Pinkie Pie, Applejack cries on the inside. And also according to Pinkie Pie was crying because Twilight wasn't crying. Yeah. So she was crying Twilight's tears for her, basically. And so
Twilight basically was showing
apathy.
Yeah.
But that's due to logic, so...
Yeah, no, that makes sense. But she basically having none of it.
Unlogical fucking character. So after the whole hug-cry pile goes down, she finally accepts that she's gonna have to say goodbye to her friend, at least for the winter. And it cuts to, like, just some ponies having some snow fun, and the main six just kind of goofing around, throwing snowballs and making snow angels. Rainbow Dash comes up with her side saddle full of tank. That's not a euphemism. I stopped and was like, wait, fuck. So, he's riding side saddle, and she's like, oh, I brought him so you could say your goodbyes. So, as she, like, helps her buddy dig the hole, they're all saying their goodbyes. Twilight seems the most fucking, like, unsincere, because she's like, we'll miss you, and I'm like, you won't, you're a fucking bitch. You didn't want to deal with this.
To be fair, it's just, like, it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, it's not, but... She could have easily pointed out that, hey, he doesn't have to go into the dirt. You could let him sleep at your house. Or get some dirt and put him in it. To which Jared said, inside of her vagina.
Well, when you said it, I was still doing my list. And you said, like, in her house. I'm like, where's she going to put it? And then I realized, in between her crotch. Because I just wrote down, like, a Rainbow Dash turtling tank.
God damn it.
I'll get to that later.
Jared also pointed out that they could have used a fucking heat lamp. Just put the heat lamp. Plus, she's above all the cold, and cold doesn't rise, heat rises. So, I don't see why they make it seem like hibernation. He just knew that it was his time to hibernate, instead of it being the cold weather that was making him hibernate.
My question is that why doesn't, like, she send a letter to Celestia, because they're, like, all besties or whatever, to get a jar of sunshine? They have jar lightning, why not jar sunshine?
True. But then that raises the question as to why can't the weather ponies do that themselves? Because sunshine is the weather.
Yeah, but...
And even though she raises the sun, it's not a part of her. They can go get it if they want.
That's true, but basically she holds the mane over it, so if, like, someone's messing with it, they're messing with her.
She does.
Well, at least that's what is supposed to happen, so I'm not really sure what the actual thing was.
We should probably end the episode, or end this part of that episode before we continue onward with this shit.
Oh, yeah.
So she helps dig out the hole, and then she's like, there's no way I can convince you, is there? And he's like, no way. So they bury him up, and then everybody starts leaving except for Rainbow Dash, and Twilight's like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm going to read him a story. He doesn't get to sleep very well unless I read him a bedtime story. So then, Twilight walks off, and she starts reading the book. Happy ending for everybody. Except Rainbow Dash, who's secretly going to be crying in her room because she misses her fucking turtle, who she's super attached to, despite the fact she has friends, which in the entire episode she was disloyal to because she didn't fucking heed any of their advice. She just waved it away because she didn't want to fucking believe them.
Yeah.
And that's why I hate Rainbow Dash. Every fucking episode that centers around her, she's disloyal. Yeah, fucking... Oh, what was that one episode? I can't think of it.
Which one?
I don't know. I don't remember it.
Does what?
I don't remember.
Oh, well,
that's the whole thing. I don't fucking remember.
It don't matter.
I made a list, but I just don't remember. There was the fourth season, Rainbow Falls.
Rainbow Falls. Oh,
where she was actually thinking of joining the fucking Cloudsdale team and leaving her team behind, despite the fact she lives in Ponyville, technically.
Yeah.
So then instead of choosing, she decided, I'm just not going to compete. I'm just going to pretend to be crippled. Because I'm a piece of shit.
Not the
lying to her friends.
Not the brightest.
Disloyalty. Then I just came up with another one, the trading episode, where she basically traded Fluttershy into slavery to get what she wanted. Fucking disloyal as shit.
I'm still waiting for your picks, people. Sit on
Every
it.
fucking episode of her is her just being disloyal.
Oh, God.
She's qualified. That's the word I was trying to think of. She's the least qualified to be loyalty. Like, anybody else could be loyalty. Especially Silver Spoon, who hangs out with Diamond Tiara, who's a fucking bitch all the time. Like, the only one that's slightly better than her, but still kind of terrible at being her element, is Applejack. Because she tends to lie a lot.
Yeah.
Alright. The last episode, which was today's episode, Appaloosa's Most Wanted. Which opens up with the Cutie Mark Crusaders being excited about a rodeo.
If you're mad about this, having CMC episodes,
here's another one for you. We just sandwiched a regular episode, which Edward fucking hated.
Oh god!
In between two CMC eccentric episodes.
We have two CMCs as buns, and the sandwich is Rainbow Dash.
Yeah, not very good.
No,
that's the worst sandwich.
Totally.
So, as they're excited about the Rainbow Dash,
the rave,
the rodeo events,
whoop, whoop.
Sweetie Belle, who seems to be the only smart one in the episode, points out that all of them are dangerous. Mm-hmm. But they go and decide to watch. No, wait. They started walking over to where AJ and the team that she was competing with do stuff. They got caught up in this crowd where the sheriff, who for some reason my notes I wrote as the mayor, the sheriff was talking about somebody who's been ruining the fucking rodeos.
That mustache.
Named Troublehoof. And the Cutie Mark Crusaders, with the exception of Sweetie Belle, because she's the smart one in this episode, says, wouldn't it be awesome if we got our Cutie Marks for catching an outlaw?
I'd like to point out the representation of the law in this show is fairly accurate.
It is, but we'll get to that when we get to that.
All right.
So, it pans over to an alleyway and shows a shadowy figure and a hoof mark as he leaves, which is a fairly big hoof mark, with a horseshoe in it, which is the first time I've ever actually seen... Well, that I can recall, that they actually wear horseshoes. There was probably an episode where one of them was wearing horseshoes. Not actual shoes. I mean actual horseshoes. Because Rarity wore glass slippers or whatever in that episode when they went to the gala. And then she destroyed them because she didn't want Blue Blood finding her.
Oh, God.
So, the Cutie Mark Crusaders eventually get to where Applejack is because it's the intro and then it cuts to Applejack stacking bales of hay, which apparently is a rodeo event. And Brayburn's watching them because apparently he was supposed to be on the team, but he broke his hoof.
Yeah. Or
his leg, or whatever you want to call it. They never point out how he did it, which is fine by me because that's just useless exposition. Who cares he broke his hoof? But it's bugging me about how he broke his hoof. Because I'm just going to go out and say that he masturbated too much, and that's how he broke his leg. So...
Yeah, he got it stuck in Big Mac's ass. So,
no, that was Carmel's job.
Whatever.
References! So, AJ, who was too busy stacking these fucking hay bales, is like, where's my sister and her friends? And Brayburn's like, oh fuck, they were right here a minute ago. And then they walk up, and it was Scootaloo, right? Who had the hat?
Yeah,
Scootaloo had the most amazing fucking hat ever. It was a cactus hat. It's fucking amazing.
Again,
and
Apple Bloom, I think, had this Apple
they had those little
festival,
those little bobble things.
Yeah, but they were I think it was tiny flags or something.
Yeah, maybe.
And Sweetie Belle, she had a caramel apple, which I thought was adorable.
So, Apple Bloom tries to convince AJ to let them compete in a couple of events, but she's like, no, fuck that bullshit.
Because they found out that...
Yeah, because they find out right after that how dangerous it is. Because the hay bale, which I don't even think fucking Troublehoof knocked over. I think it was just because of the way it was stacked that it fell over.
He was there.
He was there?
Yeah, they found the horse print.
Oh, okay. So maybe he did knock it over.
I mean, to be fair, it was an accident. So
yeah, but still, and once again, jumping ahead and spoiling shit.
Well, I stopped. That's... So it gets knocked down and nearly crushes the kids.
Yeah, and they're like, fuck this shit. So, they
Fucking
try to get
sheriff / mayor walks in. He's like, I must be that damn rascal Trouble Hoof because I found a hoof print here.
You got terrible impersonation skill.
Well, I was going for.
This is why we don't voice series.
Smock-jawed hillbilly.
Slackjaw.
Slackjaw, that's it.
So.
No, Smackjaw. That's why he's talking like that.
They decide. Well, AJ was gonna originally stop doing the fucking thing because it was just like let's just leave, and Brayburn's like, no, you have to do it, and so she's like, fine.
I broke off my leg and your brother's ass is your responsibility.
Yeah, pretty much. So she was like, fine, watch the goddamn kids. So he's like, fine. So he locks the door, sets a chair in front of it, and sits down. He's like, you guys aren't going anywhere. So then he's asleep, and they sneak out to go find Trouble Hoof.
Yeah.
With some amazing jumping skills, because I didn't think Scootaloo and Applebloom could jump like what looked like
it's funny
4 or 5 feet to a fence, land on it perfectly, then jump off the fence.
It was funny too because they looked like they could just walk under it.
They could have too.
It wasn't like
but they're kids, so
like a metal fence.
Stuff. Yeah, it's
right?
a wooden fence.
It's like a regular wooden fence with like 2 supports.
Slats.
Yeah. So basically, you can either walk or through.
It's a classic like horse fence.
Yeah.
And so they were like wandering around. It's like we can go track him down. And then like Sweetie Belle points out, "Do you even know where you're going?" It might have been Scootaloo now that I think about it, but it was one of those two and not Applebloom. Yeah. And she's like, "Of course I know. We'll just follow the tracks." So she's like tracking, and then all of a sudden it starts raining. So she's like, "Hurry before the tracks get washed out." So they're like fucking running along, and it cuts back to like AJ. And she's like, wow, I knew there was going to be mud for the competition, but I wish they told me it was going to rain. So in fucking hobbles Rayburn, and she's like, where the fuck's the kids? And he's like, yeah, so about that, I seem to have misplaced them yet again. Which, in hindsight, why didn't Applejack just say, no, I'm not leaving you with them? He's obviously the worst fucking person to put in charge of these children.
To be fair,
anything short of Fluttershy, to be honest, is the only thing that Fluttershy is the only one that seems to be able to get them to do what they're supposed to do, and that's only because of the fucking stare.
Yeah, well,
master stares.
I like to give credit to Twilight because she took care of them. She was teaching them.
Yeah, but that's different. That was something that was keeping their attention.
I just like her style. Anyways,
Fluttershy doesn't do anything to keep their attention. The only reason why they listen to her is because of the stare.
Yeah. The first time Rayburn lost them, to be fair, he was just they just walked off for a little bit and came back.
Yeah, but he was so preoccupied with his cousin's ass that they walked off. They're the loudest children in existence. Like, Sweetie Belle literally made a loud-ass squeak at the lightning, which was fucking adorable.
I know, it's so cute.
How did he not notice them fucking walk off is a mystery to me. But
he fell asleep, remember?
No, I mean the first time.
Oh, yeah, the first time.
Other than staring at Applejack's fucking apple ass.
You got your brother's ears.
God damn it. So, it cuts back to the CMC.
They're going to say it cuts back to Brainburn. He broke
like,
his other leg.
We can't track the... That would have been amazing. They can't track the tracks anymore because the water's washed it out. So they're like, alright, let's just go back home. And Applebloom's like, I don't know where that is.
Wait, I figured it out. That's how he broke his leg in the first place. He lost someone else's kid.
God damn it.
It was a mob thing.
Sherry's Jubilee.
It's like you took my kid from me, so I'll take her off.
So the CMC end up sliding down a cliff, and they find an old shack, and they're like, well, we can wait out the rain here. So they go in there, and it looks like it's obvious that somebody lives there, and then he enters, a huge-ass shadow. And it turns out to be Trouble Hoof, who, in a display of incredible klutziness, manages to wreck his own house.
Yeah, to be fair, it's completely dark. Alright, he just got in. The place is a mess. And he heard something unfamiliar. So he freaked the hell out. And then he hit his head.
And he tripped over himself and knocked a bunch of shit down. And then when they were helping him up, he was going to offer them some warm cider, but he knocked it over. So as they're talking to him, he's like, I want you to leave. And they're like, we don't know how to go home. He's like, isn't that my luck? Because he's like... He's down on himself because he's got, like, the worst luck ever, apparently. he's like, isn't that just my luck? I know how to get back to town. So as he's walking, he slips on a fucking banana peel and hits a fucking bookshelf, which apparently had a bowling ball on it for some reason.
Yeah.
And he gets the comedical fucking bump on his fucking noggin for it. So he's leading them back to town. And did they cut back to Applejack talking to the sheriff? I think they did.
Yeah.
It was her and Brayburn, and they busted in, and they were playing cards, and she's like,
wet.
the CMC are gone, and he's like, Troublehoof might have done it. He's like fucking J. Jonah Jameson with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
He did everything. Get me pictures of Spider-Bone.
Wait, does
Remember when we did that?
Yeah, I know, right? Does he have a mustache? Or is that like a mustache
J.
beard?
Jonah Jameson?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a mustache.
Is that, no, but does it grow into his beard?
No.
It's just a regular mustache? So is it the same?
Saver.
Yeah.
I'm gonna slap you right in your dick, mister.
Hope that was audio.
I hope so too. So they basically form a lynch mob to go after this poor man.
That pony with the fucking pitchfork, seriously.
That's later on, yet again.
He carrying that around. No, it happened before.
No.
In the beginning, when they were talking about Troublehoof in the first place, like, no, we don't need no fucking mob.
Oh, well, I didn't see it because I was taking notes. But anyway, they basically formed the fucking lynch mob. And the CMC and Troublehoof are walking through the forest, and they ask him about his life story, and he's like, I don't really want to talk about it, but fine.
It's like, you like stories? It's like, yeah. It's like, I was hoping you would say no.
Yeah.
He's like fucking, what's his name
Eeyore.
from? Yeah, Eeyore from...
So, his story starts off with him loving the rodeo.
The Pooh. Sorry.
The Pooh.
I couldn't remember his name.
He starts off with his story about how he loved the rodeo, and he wanted to get into the rodeo ever since he was a little colt.
Yeah.
So...
When he was trying out for
he
kept falling over himself.
He would practice, but he was never really good at anything because he just kept like falling over himself and stuff. So during his tryout, when he thought he'd actually do good, he got his cutie mark, which was an upside down horseshoe, which is apparently a symbol of bad luck. Yeah. I don't know this because I don't believe in superstitious nonsense.
Yeah, I found out about this when I was watching some people remodel a house. It was like a TV show, I forget what. They found a horseshoe over someone's doorway, and they asked why is that there? It's like, oh, it's good luck. So like, it's like, isn't it upside down? It's like, no. See, if it's standing upright, it holds all the good luck and keeps it for you. But if it's upside down, you spell out all the bad, all your luck that you have. So you have nothing but bad luck, which doesn't make sense because if it's true, it does collect good luck, then you would just not have luck. It doesn't necessarily mean bad luck.
Yeah, it doesn't mean you get the good luck. It's just taking yours.
Yeah.
So, anyway, he gets the cutie mark, and then as soon as he does, he ends up tangling a barrel with a lasso and then knocking it over on himself and makes the judges laugh. So, after hearing the story, the CMC points out that he would be perfect as a rodeo clown because if he did any of those klutzy things that they saw or that he described and made people laugh, not only would he be in the rodeo as the rodeo clown, but he'd be he'd have flipped his, he'd have made, I'm trying to think of some good sayings, but nothing's coming to mind. He'll have made, I don't know, Sunday out of shit. I don't know. Fucking whatever. He would have made something good out of the bad.
Lemonade out of lemon.
Yeah, there you go. Why didn't I remember that? I'm not
off-dated. I know, right? It's spreading.
It's weird.
Fucking
I'm worried about my car and low gas. The cops show up, the sheriff shows up, and he's like, you did this, this, and this, which he actually did, which was actually an accident because he got bad luck. And then he was like stealing children and just recklessly destroying shit.
General Mayhem, I think.
General Mayhem. And Jared pointed out that's a trumped up fucking charge. And then he realized their law enforcement is pretty fucking accurate. You got the castle's guards who are lazy as shit, who can't do anything. They have to rely on 6 females to fucking fight their battles for them.
They jump to the first person they see as the one to blame. Fucking.
Yeah.
I tell you about me almost getting arrested for breaking into my own car.
No.
And I didn't break into my car. I had the keys, so I just like walked in. Fucking. I was walking around and then and apparently someone reported a suspicious character stalking cars. But what I was doing was picking up recycling. Fucking, I pay for my gas that way. You kidding me? Yeah. So I get into my car and all of a sudden I hear a knock at my window. It was a fucking cop. I turn around and was like, "Did you just get into this car?" He's like, "Yeah, it's my car." He's like, oh, we had a report of suspicious characters. Some guy in a hat walking around. I'm like, this one? And I pick it up because at that time I was trying to fall asleep. He's like, oh. It's like, yeah, it was me walking around. It's like, oh. And then they take my license and then they ran my plates because I'm registered as a car. So it's like, oh, yeah, so this is your car. I'm like, yeah, I told you. I have the keys. I pulled out the keys.
Yeah, you could have stole those keys. Anyway.
So he gives back my license. It's like, oh, you see how, like, we could have mistaken this? No. Be better at your job. And then I roll up the window.
So, anyway, they take him into custody, and Applejack's all pissy at the CMC, and she's like, oh, he kidnapped you and blah, blah, blah. And then she, like, walked off, and they didn't tell her what had happened. So, she goes to the fucking event, and they're like, okay, we gotta, like, break him out. And you see a chair just sitting there, and I'm like, oh, I see she learned that Chair's now the babysitter. Which, to be fair, they stayed in the house longer with the chair than they did with Brayburn.
Yeah.
Probably because it had 4 sturdy legs, and they're very young and exploring their sexuality.
At the first minute, Brayburn's just off his legs and ass in the air.
Yeah. So...
Tell me that's not true.
They go to the jail cell, and... all fucking Troublehoof wants to do is watch the fucking rodeo, but his bad luck makes him break a bed, and then the fucking sheriff yells at him. Then the sheriff goes to sleep for some reason, and the CMC shows up, and Sweetie Belle uses the magic she's been
beds all
working
day,
on
alright?
to
To
levitate the keys.
No, wait, I take that back. Don't give him a break. He's a terrible cop.
He's a terrible cop. Apple Bloom busts in and says the hay bale event's going on, and the sheriff's like, already? I gotta see this. Leaves his fucking post. Nobody's there. None of his posse, none of the fucking lynch mob's there to watch this guy. The children walk in and free him and tell him, hey, let's go to the rodeo. And he's like, I can't. And they're like, we'll disguise you as a clown. So he's like, okay. And so they go, and they're watching the event take place, and they're like, yeah, this is pretty cool, blah, blah, blah. And then they see the fucking rodeo clowns are going on after the fucking hay bale thing. And they're like, go on and get out there. And he's like, no, I don't want. And they're like, look, you make people laugh with your bad luck. You can make lemons out of lemonade. You can make shit into shit-aid. Which sounds terrible.
Well, basically in my head, it was like, you're a piece of shit of a pony, but if we dress you up like a worse piece of shit, people will think you're funny.
Yes, and you won't get in trouble as much.
Yeah.
And you'll have lived your life dream of being in the rodeo. So he's like, well, if it's for my dream... And he starts trying to do the events, which since he's klutzy, everything's going wrong. Barrels are flying all over the place. Bales of hay are getting... Brayburn got hit with a ball on the head, then got a hay bale dropped on his ass and popped up out of it, and all anybody could do was laugh.
No, seriously, I gotta point this out. This is seasoned faces. I fucking love it.
He gets himself stuck in a barrel, and his pants fall down, and everybody's having this laugh, and he, like, picks off the barrel, right? Now, at this point, pretty much everything that shows that it's him has been shown. His pants fell down, revealing his cutie mark. He's a unique designed character. Like, the only one close enough to his body type is Big Mac, and Big Mac's still smaller than he is.
Damn it, Edward. Fucking ponies do not discriminate. Right? They don't give a shit.
And the only way they could tell it was him was because the fucking nose fell off. And I know it's a kid's show. I know it's supposed to be comedic, but that pisses me off to no end.
It's like Phineas and Ferb, Perry the Platypus.
And they do discriminate! They thought Sakura was a fucking demon witch doctor. Because she was different. Fuck you! Proven! Go on. Iggy, throw that up. Edward, 5 billion. Jared, like, -2. The world, 97,000 million. That's not a number. Just put it up there anyway.
Are you done editing me out?
Yes. So at first they're gonna fucking lynch mob him again, where the ponies pull out pitchforks and a torch, and I'm like, no, they didn't bring that. Those things were vended at the event.
No, those ponies always carry that for some reason. Fucking it was the same pony, the same pitchfork, same fucking torch. Although I give props to that one pony holding the torch because she had it already lit out of her ass. So that's where she keeps it.
So no, they have pockets. It's been confirmed in Doctor Who. Yeah. So the CMC come in to defend him, and they're like, "No, he's done a bunch of shit, and he kidnapped you." And it's like, "No, he didn't kidnap us. We went to go find him on our own, and then he was leading us back to town, and then you caught him with trumped up charges." And they're like, "Well, whatever. He still caused a bunch of destruction." He's like, "Well, I guess I'll pay for it then if I have to." And I'm like, man, this guy's like super good guy, and like the town's just a bunch of assholes.
I really sympathize for this guy because I'm a tall ass motherfucker, and people constantly. The fucking cop thing already. Constantly think I'm up to no good.
Well, that's because
I'm the
that's
nicest
not because
motherfucker.
you're tall, you're dirty, and you're wearing a dirty ass fedora.
Go fuck yourself.
You drive a fucking truck.
There's nothing wrong with the truck.
It looks like you kidnapped children and put them in there, by the way.
That's because of that one driver.
That's bullshit. I don't like children.
I know, right? Fucking annoying as
I
hell.
wouldn't even rape them.
But I know, right?
Fuck this.
I'm done with this shit.
So, after they
adorable.
reveal that they were they weren't actually kidnapped, it cuts to them, like, cleaning up the rodeo thing. And I guess, because I don't remember everything I had. For some reason, I have problems remembering the resolution of episodes.
For some reason, I think it's just...
But
have a
I
thing
don't
for
remember
clothes.
if he actually has to repay his debt to their society or not, because they pretty much
I
were
guess
like,
he-
yeah,
I
he
guess
can
he
be a
just-
rodeo clown, it's good.
I think he just works off. Which, I'm pissed because, they pretty much just let him go, the kids saying. But to be fair, those kids are pretty smart. They outsmarted...
The smartest.
Yeah, they outsmarted the sheriff, and they broke what's his name out of the thing, and then disguised them. These kids are...
And they broke Brayburn's other leg, so
Yeah.
we don't see him. But yeah, so it cuts to the end of the last scene of the episode, and it's like Applejack being a big dick about getting the fucking trophy. Because as soon as she went in, they were watching. The CMC was watching Troublehoof do his like routine. She was like, "So, how about your big sister winning this big trophy?" I'm like, "We get it. You're terrible." And they're like, "Yeah, whatever." So she's sitting there with her fucking trophy. And they're like, oh, come on, not only do we have to clean up garbage, you get a fucking trophy and we leave with nothing? She's like, no, you guys leave with the warm feeling that you guys helped out a person. Not only did they help him achieve his dream of being in the rodeo, they broke him out of fucking jail.
And he got let out on a technicality, too.
Indeed.
They should have arrested him again for breaking out of jail in the first place.
And they found him, despite the fact the law enforcement could not find them. Granted, it was dumb luck that brought them to his house.
Who was it that did that? I remember reading a news report that some guy broke out of jail. Like, he went on, like, this huge ass chase throughout, like, the United States. Not just, like, one city, like, several states. And he was doing this just to prove that he was innocent. So, his sentence got reduced to, like, a year or something for breaking out of jail in the first place. That was pretty much all he accomplished. It's like, it went from, like, 20 years to, like, 1. Which, to be fair, it's, decent.
Yeah. So
I wonder if they included the time he already spent, because he already spent some time in jail.
Okay, we need to wrap this up, dude.
I'm done.
Anyway, so it cuts to it's basically the end of the episode, and they're like, can we stop the free child labor? And she's like, no, you're being punished. It's like, well, fuck, and that's how it ends.
Yeah.
So, now that the episodes are out of the way.
You're big enough
really,
to break someone out of jail, you're big enough to sweep.
No. I don't have a main subject. Like, just copy-paste what I was talking about with law enforcement and Rainbow Dash.
I'm giving points to the creators of the fucking show.
Oh, for listening to the...
Yeah, that's one of them. Alright, so, A, for listening to the fandom, it's just adding tidbits for them. It's just like, it's fucking amazing. It keeps us around and, like, it just keeps me going. Okay, 2, for accurately representing the law enforcement. Fucking useless as shit. Okay.
Oh, wait, I forgot to talk about the next episode.
There's 3. What was the third one?
Ooh.
Oh, the faces. Fucking the faces alone fucking keeps me going throughout the episodes, and I love just like pausing and catching these. It's like, it's fucking amazing. So if there's anyone out there on the internet or in the fandom who can like collect all the faces, that'd be great. Just like post up a list of them. Fucking like, all right, we could do something with that. Just start memeing it up.
Because I forgot to mention the next episode. The next episode is make new friends but keep Discord. I really hope Discord comes back in this episode. I really like Discord as a character. According to the development thing, there's going to be something in it. For those of you who have actually watched the older series or even in the know, something called the Smooze makes its grand appearance in this.
Smooze?
Yeah, it was an old thing from like Gen 1.
Oh,
and they make fun of it in one of the Pony Abridged series, but I forget which one. I think it's Friendship is Witchcraft was the one that used the Smooze, where Fluttershy's the leader of their cult of Smooze. Yeah, featured characters Discord and the Smooze.
Cool. So we're
And
gonna
apparently the Grand Galloping Gala is happening or some shit.
again.
Yeah, it
Wait.
says something about the Grand Galloping Gala.
Oh, no, wait, fall just happened. So yeah, it's right on track.
Well, actually, it's winter at the moment, but
Yeah, no,
which
like
means
just
that
happened.
they're just jumping into spring at
it's-
this point.
It's winter, so the gala should be
They're
happening.
jumping through the fucking time like
I
there's
know,
no
right?
fucking tomorrow. Jesus
The
Christ!
year is gonna end.
They're trying to
I
keep
mean,
a fucking
it's
time
the-
loop.
Fucking, it took 3 seasons for the first year, and the second season is just gonna be a fucking speed fest. You kidding me?
Yeah. So, the cops, Rainbow Dash, and the creators. That's our main subject.
Yeah,
Now to Brony Spotlight. And this has been coming for like at least 3 or 4 episodes because that's how long I've been coming to this stuff.
yeah, fucking, our balls are empty.
Brony Spotlight TRY.
Woo!
Finally getting the fucking
Again,
recognition of a shitty show.
I actually put a picture of us with TRY t-shirts. It'd be awesome.
Oh, yes.
Fucking.
According
And
to
a
the
number one
article
fan
that,
banner
that
in
I've
the
done
back.
research on, by which I mean I'm reading it right now. She's a Canadian. She's Canadian. I did not know that.
We are capable of Googling
Canadian
it.
Brony. She's an artist and an animator, and she's mostly famous for her porn-based stuff. But she does have safe for work stuff and some stuff that teases based off of her animation. She also does a lot of gory stuff. She did an animation for that was based off of the fan fiction Cupcakes,
Oh,
which
shit.
is the one where Pinkie Pie kills a bunch of ponies, including Rainbow Dash, and turns them into cupcakes.
Yeah.
There was another one where Pinkie Pie eats rocks and then shits out diamonds.
Oh god, I remember that. Wait, I have that. I follow her. This is weird because when Edward first told me about TRY, I didn't know who she was. Turns out I actually follow her on YouTube. So I've been watching her videos for like a couple, let's say months. Now, and I didn't realize it. I'm gonna look up her porn stuff because yes.
Another video has Twilight using an unsafe time spell in the episode It's About Time to travel back in time, but in this case she accidentally kills her past self.
Oh, and she buries
Pinkie
her.
Pie comes in and is like, time loop bitch, and so it's just like they dig a hole and then she dumps Pinkie Pie in it, so I kind of ruined that video for you, sorry about that. Oh, she did one about Butt Stallion.
Oh, sweet.
The Pinkie Pie real ending where apparently the Twilight in that one was actually Pinkie Pie in disguise, like how she was in disguise as Fluttershy, and she was spying in the Crystal Kingdom, the Crystal Empire.
So that's all Pinkie Pie does.
So yeah, most
spy
of
on
them
people.
are just like a bunch of like porn-based ones, and some of them are like joke loops for her porn, where it gets to like it looks like it's porn, but it's not porn. Like for an example, there's her Chrysalis one is called Chrysalis SWF, and when I clicked on it, it's Chrysalis doing this. But instead of penises, it's Twilight and Pinkie Pie. And she's just doing this to them.
Just rubbing them.
Yeah, so it's a joke loop. She just takes out the stuff that's not safe.
Yeah. Now I get it. YouTube is it's a shitstorm. Mainly because of their thing that they change on how they represent what value videos have. It's not by subscribers, by fucking time watched.
Yeah.
Which is stupid.
That is stupid.
But yeah, the fucking people flagging and the fucking pirating thing, the rights
I know what you're
thing.
saying.
It's just crap. We might actually switch over to another medium.
Yeah, I kind of want to, just because that way I can't get abused for third-party content and put what I want in videos. But she goes by other names apparently. Deus Gear, TIREY, Cleric, VREX, and she's also a Tumblr moderator of her OC pony Tiara and her adventures in Equestria, because apparently she's lost. So Iggy, go ahead and if you haven't already done that, link to TRY's channel. Go ahead and watch and subscribe if you want to her stuff. And I'm gonna
subscribe to us because why not?
Yeah, we brought you this content.
We
told you who TRY was. If it wasn't for Rena-chan, I would be all up on TRY. Not that she'd date me because I'm a big loser.
We need subscribers. Pay up, motherfucker.
Yeah. So with that, I'm gonna throw it to Jared for Jared's pony picks.
Woo woo!
Which he just made the list today because he's a
Yeah,
bastard.
go fuck yourself. Alright, so, first off, we got Bloom and Gloom. Oh, actually, I gotta make an addendum to the previous list.
Yes.
Because I came up with, like, 2 of them. I think both of them are, like, the castle one.
God damn it.
Yeah. So, goddamn, I forgot one of them. Well, anyways, the other one is the Pinkie Pie confetti cannon. So, what I want is Pinkie Pie...
blowing her confetti cannon?
Yeah, blowing her confetti cannon. Basically, a spread eagle and just, like, gushing confetti. Make sure to add in the little water bits. It'd be nice. Fucking amazing.
I like detail.
Yes, I do. Fucking amazing. There was something else. I think it was about Spike. Yeah, fuck it. I'll remember later. Anyways, so, no, wait. Was it?
Fuck it. Just go to Bloom and Gloom. He got
Fine,
time for
alright,
you to
so,
fucking try to think.
Episode 4, Bloom and Gloom. Alright, I got one with Apple Bloom. Oh, yeah. Fucking booty shaking, booty quaking. Wait, this is the one with the dream, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, basically, I forget when you said it, but you had Apple Bloom just waving her ass at them. Oh, yeah, she was showing off her new cutie mark.
Yeah,
which
showing
wasn't
off
the
her
dream.
ass to fucking Sweetie Belle and Scoots.
I want one with Apple Bloom shaking her ass in front of Sweetie Belle and Scoots, and I'll give an extra 3 points, brony points of points if you can animate it and put it on a video.
Redundancy points of redundancy,
Yes.
ladies and gentlemen.
Fucking amazing. Just gets tripled. It's amazing. Alright, so the first one I got Luna and the Hall of Wet Dreams.
God damn it.
Yes.
There is
So,
no need to explain that. That is self-explanatory. Jesus Christ.
As you know, Luna is a dream walker and she has a whole realm of doors that leads into other people's dreams. So if you have her either standing in front or inside someone's wet dream, you know, in the hallway, or like you can have several doors, different like shit. Also, I want one with Luna and her sexual aspirations. So it's just like this door that's chained up that says private.
God damn it.
And there's a fucking Luna's cutie mark on the door. It'd be amazing. Alright, so what do you got? Apple Bloom and... Oh, sexy Ghostbuster outfit. That's why I keep saying Ghostbuster, because fucking that guy who comes in with the mask. So I want one with the gas mask
Nothing
and
to
a
do
sexy
with
Ghostbusters. It doesn't matter. It's gotta have the pack, fucking, and a sexy Ghostbuster outfit. It'd be amazing. If you have one with her wet, that'd be awesome. It's just said the outfit, so a lot of these are just like sexy pinup pages. So yeah, it'd be awesome. A little thing just to tantalize the senses. All right, Sweetie Belle and you remember the scene where they cut to Sweetie Belle's dream and then she, as soon as she inhales, the broom turns this thing. So instead of that, have her do that one dance where I forget who did this, but it's fucking. You remember Gumball's the Amazing World of Gumball, where that one guy starts singing and dancing and does the thing, and then he pulls the chain and it's like water. Yeah, so that, but instead of that guy, Sweetie Belle, just like drenched in it.
God damn.
If you could give her a dance outfit, it'd be
better
amazing.
than what I thought. I thought
Yeah.
you were gonna say somebody just shoves a dick in her mouth.
Also, 3 points if you can animate it. Fucking
God
amazing.
damn it.
I'm giving out points for animations. It'd be awesome.
You're just giving them away.
Yeah, but you gotta do it. I gotta see it. Set a link either fucking at the head's Twitter, email, fucking go to our channel or our DeviantArt. All links below. Go ahead.
What?
Yeah.
Oh man, I gotta link all this now. Fuck you. That's not a word.
I'll help you. All right, don't
No,
worry.
you're not.
All right, Scootaloo, covered with the whipped cream. The when she jumps into the gorge, I fucking just covered it. All right. An extra 2 points if you get Pinkie Pie incorporated with it because whipped cream.
Somehow.
Yeah, this just appears in her dream. Fucking, right? She can break the fourth wall. Why not the dream barrier? Alright, next episode. Tanks for the memories. Fucking the Rainbow Dash. Oh god, fucking crime scene. Alright, so Rainbow Dash turtling tank, as I mentioned before.
Apparently,
Basically,
Jared can't have sex with somebody that's crying.
it's
not that hard.
It bugs me, alright? It's just me. I'm sorry if I'm the
hard
weird
about
one.
it is me.
I'm sorry if I'm the weird one, but yeah, it's not my thing. Alright? So, basically, this entails Rainbow Dash with Tank already in her ass, but Tank trying to crawl out. So,
God damn it.
or vagina, one of the two. Or both, you know.
Well, she was trying to keep him warm.
Yeah. It also keep you warm. Yeah. Alright, so Rainbow Dash and... Oh, Turtle Lingerie. I'm going to leave that up to you guys, whatever that means to you. Turtle Lingerie. There you go.
Oh, God. No. Never leave anything up to the fans.
Fucking,
MOP has proven this.
And not, fuck you. It's amazing. I love their work.
We're an example of it.
I love the fandom's work. This is why I'm a brony in the first place. They're the ones who got me into this shit. Alright, so I want one of Fluttershy stroking her beaver in public.
God damn it.
And if you can't put a hat on it. Because she was putting a hat on it. Okay, next one. Rainbow Dash. Oh, masturbating while Pinkie Pie watches her from the walls. Because she walks straight through the walls. So, in this one, she's hiding in the walls while you see her face. It's like, and then Rainbow Dash looks up, it's like, Pinkie, don't stop. Alright. So this one, because I hate Fluttershy, but, you know...
I love trees. Actually, trees was
no,
natural enemy.
I like wood, hardwood. Anyways.
God damn it.
So, Fluttershy licking Rainbow Dash's tears and whispering into her ear saying, "Who's the bitch now?"
God damn it.
That's payback for selling her into slavery.
Indeed.
Alright, so another one. This is just a sexy pinup one because I like Rarity's outfit. So Rarity and her winter outfit, the fucking the Russian looking hat and fucking bodysuit's amazing, sexy as hell. Alright, and finally, you can use any pony with this, but snow sports. Instead of water sports, it's snow sports.
God damn it. Alright, so that's it?
No, that's only the second episode.
God
We got a third
damn it.
episode. Okay, now hurry this along. Alright, Appaloosin Most Wanted. Appaloosa's Most Wanted. Alright, so Braybird raping the CMC. Remember when...
Oh yeah, when he sat down, he just had like this, "I'm gonna rape your face."
he locks them in there.
Rape
and sits
ya.
in there. Okay, so Brainbird and Applejack getting wet together.
Brainbird.
Yeah, Brainbird. Whatever his fucking...
Brayburn.
Brayburn. Is it Brave or Brain?
Bray.
Bray?
Yeah, he's named
So
after
Bray.
a type of apple.
Okay.
Brayburn apple.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. So, whatever that means to you guys, either they masturbate together or they just, like, get into it. Alright, so it's the CMC seducing troubleshoes. Because, basically, they
We're
break it...
so far from town, mister.
I know, right? They're wet, and they just basically need a place to stay.
God damn it.
Okay. And then CMC unimpressed with Applejack's dick due to Troubleshoe's big shoe. The one. And if you haven't guessed, that's in quotes.
God damn it.
Alright, so Troubleshoes and the sheriff wrecking the beds. Fucking he wrecked so many beds.
God damn it.
It was a pile of them.
God
It's
damn
just
it.
terrible. Alright, so and finally Troubleshoes on his back because that's his best side.
God damn it.
That and he gets lucky.
Yes, he gets lucky on his back.
He can hold all the luck inside. Quote unquote.
Alright, so
I'm done.
that's it for this week's
Two Bronies.
Two Bronies.
You
I
forgot already.
the name of the
You
show.
forgot-
Forgot the name of my own show. I apologize, people. I apologize. So we'll catch you all next time whenever we do a podcast. Go ahead and keep watching my channel.
Watch ahead. I've been uploading like old podcasts,
Which
so we
means
got
they're
some more
garbage.
shit. Go fuck yourself. I am the voice.
No,
of
I
Aku.
mean that
I
they're
am
old.
Aku.
No, we're done.
I have green eyes and eat vegetables out of my butt.
So you all have a wonderful week, and we'll catch you next time in our little dusty trail that we like to call Applejack's ass. That's how this is ending. I'm sorry.